For years, Hulu has been a safe home for bold comedies like It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia and critically adored dramas like The Bear and Shōgun. But in 2025, the streamer made a decisive leap into uncharted territory. High concept science fiction. And in doing so, it may have unleashed the single most ambitious and terrifying Sci-Fi series of the decade. That series is Alien Earth. Launched in mid-August 2025, Alien Earth has already achieved what few genre shows manage near universal acclaim. Critics didn't just applaud it, they elevated it. With a stunning 95% Rotten Tomatoes score, the ex-Hulu original has cemented itself as the year's definitive must-watch event series, not just for sci-fi fans, but for anyone who loves bold, challenging television. The Hollywood Reporter summed it up best, calling it a heady, sprawling, occasionally unwieldy, but eventually thrilling epic about personhood, hubris, and of course, the primal pleasure of watching people get absolutely rocked by space monsters. And that's the magic of Alien Earth. It's as cerebral as it is visceral. Yes, it gives audiences what they crave, chilling xenomorph carnage, shocking deaths, impossible creatures, but it wraps that chaos inside a deeper, more unsettling meditation on what it means to be human. Now, with the 8-episode first season officially complete and the finale arriving on September 23, there's no better time to dive in. Every chapter of this monster horror epic is now available to binge on Hulu. You don't need to wait week to week. You can watch the full story unravel in one sitting, and trust us, once you start, you won't want to stop. But here's the kicker. This isn't just another Alien spin-off. Alien Earth is history-making. It's the first television show ever created in the Alien franchise, and it takes bold liberties with the mythology while keeping true to Ridley Scott's 1979 masterpiece. Set in 2120, just 2 years before the events of the original film, the show lays the groundwork for everything that's to come. Created by Noah Hawley, Legion, Fargo, Alien Earth doesn't just rehash old nightmares, it builds new ones. At the center of it all is Wendy, the first ever human-synthetic hybrid, whose existence challenges the very definition of personhood. Designed by Boy Cavalier, a brilliant but dangerously arrogant CEO, Wendy becomes the key to humanity's survival when a spaceship crashes into Earth, unleashing horrors beyond comprehension. And this is where the series transcends its blockbuster exterior. Beneath the claws, the blood, and the terror, Alien Earth asks timeless questions. What makes us human? What lines should never be crossed in the pursuit of progress? And when survival itself is on the line, who or what deserves to endure? This isn't just monster horror. It's a philosophical sci-fi epic disguised as one of the scariest shows of the year. It's one thing for a series to debut with hype. It's another for it to sustain that hype across 8 weeks. And Alien Earth didn't just sustain it, it escalated it. Each new episode layered in richer mysteries, more devastating reveals, and moments of sheer terror that reminded audiences this is still the Alien universe and nobody is safe. So, is it really as good as its 95% Rotten Tomatoes score? The short answer, yes. The longer answer is that it may be even better than the numbers suggest. Critics and fans alike have been struck by the ambition of the storytelling. This isn't a small, isolated thriller. It's expansive, dealing with corporate greed, scientific hubris, hybrid identity, and the inevitable clash between humanity and the unknown. At its core, it's a story about people, flawed, terrified, often reckless, trying to define themselves while the universe threatens to erase them entirely. The cinematography and production design also elevate the show far beyond typical streaming sci-fi. The sprawling cities of 2120 Earth feel lived in and tactile, while the creature sequences are shot with a precision that feels both modern and eerily reminiscent of Ridley Scott's original Alien. You don't just watch Alien Earth, you get pulled into it. And then there's the horror. This isn't the safe, sanitized monster action of other recent franchises. When the horror hits in Alien Earth, it hits hard. There are moments where the tension becomes unbearable, the camera lingering just long enough on shadows and echoes to make viewers squirm. The result is immersion through dread, a deliberate pacing choice that traps you in the world instead of just showing it to you. But what truly makes the series resonate is Wendy. As the first ever human, synthetic hybrid, she isn't just a narrative gimmick, she's the emotional anchor. Through her perspective, audiences experience the blurred lines of identity, morality, and survival. She is both alien and human, both creation and creator. In many ways, Wendy reflects back our own anxieties about technology, progress, and what it costs us to survive in a world that's rapidly evolving beyond us. The supporting cast only enriches this complexity. Boy Cavalier, equal parts visionary and villain, embodies the unchecked arrogance of corporate power. The crashed spaceship brings in new survivors whose motives are not always pure, and lurking beneath it all are the Xenomorphs, the purest representation of survival without morality, echoing the original franchise's terror but now expanded in scope and scale. That balance, the heady philosophical questions woven seamlessly into monster-driven horror, is why Alien Earth has earned its acclaim. It doesn't just deliver on scares, it dares to explore why we're so fascinated with being scared in the first place. And with the season finale arriving this week, the timing couldn't be more perfect. Every twist, every death, Every revelation is now available to binge in one continuous experience. It's the kind of series that will dominate conversation, not just because it's terrifying, but because it demands discussion. This isn't just Hulu proving it can make great sci-fi. It's the Alien franchise proving it still has the power to evolve. The Alien franchise has always thrived on reinvention. From Ridley Scott's slow-burn claustrophobic horror in 1979, to James Cameron's militarized terror in Aliens, to the divisive experiments of Prometheus and Alien Covenant, the series constantly tests the boundaries of its own mythology. But with Alien Earth, Hulu and Noah Hawley may have delivered the boldest reinvention yet. This isn't just a side story or a spin-off, it's a recalibration. By setting the show 2 years before Scott's original film, Hawley manages to expand the timeline without breaking it. He crafts a living bridge, one that answers lingering questions, introduces new mysteries, and most importantly, plants seeds for future stories that could stretch across multiple seasons. The most important of those seeds is Wendy. Her existence fundamentally changes the rules of the alien universe. Until now, humanity's battles with xenomorphs were mostly reactive. Corporate greed put people in danger, soldiers fought and died, Ripley survived against all odds. But Wendy is something entirely new, a hybrid being with the mind of a human and the body of a synthetic, capable of forming a psychic bond with the xenomorphs themselves. That bond, teased throughout Season 1 and amplified in the finale's trailer, could redefine the relationship between humans and aliens forever. Is Wendy the key to controlling them, to destroying them, or is she destined to become something even more dangerous than the creatures themselves? This single thread ensures Alien Earth isn't just a prequel, it's a pivot point. One that could lead directly into Aliens 1979, or carve its own path forward, telling stories that make us rethink everything we thought we knew about Weyland-Yutani, synthetic evolution, and even the xenomorph life cycle. The franchise implications don't stop there. The show hints at the Predator's absence, leaving open questions about whether this connected universe could eventually merge with them on screen. It teases the shadowy moves of Prodigy, a corporate giant that rivals Weyland, Yutani in ambition and ruthlessness, setting up future corporate wars that could dwarf anything we've seen before. And perhaps most importantly, it re-establishes the Alien saga as a cultural conversation piece, not just another sci-fi horror story, but a platform for big, unsettling questions about personhood, evolution, and survival. Think about it, for years, the Alien brand was stuck in a cycle of diminishing returns. Prequels that divided audiences, crossovers that felt more gimmicky than profound. But Alien Earth has broken that cycle. It proves that the universe still has room to grow, and that it can be just as intellectually provocative as it is horrifying. And that's exactly why this is the perfect time to watch it. With all 8 episodes available, and the finale promising to push Wendy, the xenomorphs, and humanity itself into uncharted territory, viewers aren't just watching the end of Season 1. They're witnessing the potential rebirth of the Alien franchise itself. The future of Alien may no longer belong solely to Ripley or to the past. It may now belong to Wendy, the hybrid who bridges 2 worlds and whose choices could reshape both.